Hello and welcome to a more vloggy, me pacing, hope it doesn't make you dizzy kind of video. Also sorry for the echo. As you can see, I don't have anything on the walls, so I'm gonna try and talk a bit lower to minimize that, but that might not be able to. So, Star Wars Rogue One, or Rogue One: A Star Wars Story as it actually is called, this recently came out on Blu-ray. And of course, as always, you get all the videos on it, everything wrong with and stuff like that. For those of you who don't know, there's a YouTube channel out there called Notification Go Away. So let me go into Do Not Disturb. Oh, I already am. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, there's a YouTube channel out there called Cinema Wins. It's kind of like Cinema Sins, but only they say everything that's good with it. Pretty much, it's a more positive spin on it. I've come to enjoy their videos, and he just recently released a video where, where he did everything great with Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. And reading through the comments, there was a comment made about how original trilogy fanboys want the original cut of the original trilogy release. I had commented on that video that it's not really up to Disney to release them to release the original trilogy, the original cut on Blu-ray. It's not really a Disney decision. That's more of a 20th Century Fox decision, because yes, Star Wars owns the rights, or Disney owns the right to Star Wars, but Fox still owns the distribution rights to the pretty much the George Lucas canon, what George Lucas considered to be canon, which was the prequel and the original trilogies. And so that's the key word there is distribution. Yes, Disney owns the rights to them, but they don't have the right to distribute them. If you remember back when they came out on digital, that was actually an agreement that they made with Fox so that they can do that. But that's also why the movies were it was $100 price point. Just a minute, all these notifications keep coming through, and so what someone commented on mine was that it's not it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of want. Pretty much they are arguing that Disney just needs the want to do it, because what they argued was that they had the original cuts of the film because they obviously needed them to create the special edition versions. And yes, that is kind of true. It's still a matter of Disney and Fox's, at the end of the day, they're businesses. Businesses want to be able to make money. They want to have a profit. If they cannot make a profit, they won't do it. So, the fact that, yeah, Disney may want to do it, and most likely they do, because they know that if they do, a lot of the original trilogy fans will immediately go out and buy it. It's more of a matter of, can they come out with a deal with Fox so that they can be able to make a profit off of it? And so, if you're probably thinking, I know probably a lot of people are thinking this, if they were able to release them on the special edition version, or the Blu-ray versions, out on digital, why can't they just do that with the original trilogy? Well, keep into consideration that it's been about 30 or so years since the original trilogy came out. And also keep in consideration that Star Wars, the original one, when it first came out back in the 70s, no one thought it was going to be successful. That's why there wasn't many toys out there. That's why there wasn't that many products out there, because no one thought it was going to be a successful movie. And all of a sudden, it was a massive hit. So, I don't think it's that unreasonable to assume that they're like, okay, this movie's going to come out, sure, we're going to make a couple $100, it won't be successful, so we're not going to ever have to re-release this or anything, so we're just going to get rid of it. It's not too hard to imagine them actually doing that. And so, to nowadays, Star Wars is a massive hit. You can't go anywhere without seeing Star Wars. Like, I'm even wearing a K2SO shirt. So it's the fact that people have it in the mind that they can just one day say, okay, we're going to release them and release them out on Blu-ray or digital. When, again, the problem comes down to Disney and Fox sitting down and saying, okay, fans want the original cut, let's give them the original cut. How can we do this to where we equally make a profit? But secretly, both companies wanting to have more of the profit will try to negotiate but fail. So it really, and being that Disney and Fox are huge rivals right now, that it may be harder for them to come to agreement, especially because Fox, they ain't stupid. They may be releasing terrible movies right now, at least in my opinion, but they ain't stupid. So they could, Fox could easily try and work out a deal to where they get the better end of the bargain, to where they get the majority of the money. And of course, Disney, being the right owners of the franchise, will want to have more of the money. So it really doesn't come down to a want or a win. It really comes down to, can Disney and Fox put their business decisions aside and come up with an agreement to where they can release the original cut of the original trilogy to pretty much make all the die-hard fans happy. Me personally, I don't think they should do it. I'm one that, for those of you who don't know why they released the special editions in the first place, it's because those things that they had in the original cut, well, except for the Arabish, the language of Star Wars Galactic Basic, that wasn't in the original. That didn't come around to Empire, but everything else, like Jabba the Hutt, the Who Shot First, Han or Greedo thing, that stuff was in the original script, but they took it out when they released it in theaters because either A, they didn't have a big enough budget for it, or B, they just didn't have the technology to do it. I mean, look at Rogue One. We had CGI Tarkin and CGI Leia, young Leia. The average consumer, or the average watcher, at least from what my research has found, is that most people didn't even know that Tarkin was CGI until someone told them. It's because most people aren't wired the way that the hardcore people are to say, oh, CGI. I mean, I personally, if I didn't know that the actor who played Tarkin, I don't know the guy's name, but if I didn't know he was already dead, I probably wouldn't have noticed that he was CGI. And even the Carrie Fisher, she even said that she thought that her appearance in the end of the film, she thought that was archive footage. That just shows how good the technology is nowadays, where we can recreate a person. Give or take, yeah, Tarkin didn't look the best, but that's just because I personally thought that the worst part of him was the eyes, and that's just because, at least around the eyes, because that it's really hard to do CGI eyes because of how they look and how we expect them to look. It's also just really hard to do CGI people in general, just because we look at people every day and we know what we look like. If you did like an alien or something that we don't see on a daily basis, yeah, it would look a lot better because we're not used to seeing that. But I think Rogue One is a perfect example of how far computer-generated images or CGI has come in the past 30 years. But like I said, I actually like the special editions because I think it enhances them. Yes, there are some things about them that I would prefer them to keep. Like, I didn't really like Hayden Christensen being Anakin at the end of the Return of the Jedi, but I understand why he did it. I may not like it, but then again, I'm not the creator of Star Wars. George Lucas is. He's the one that created Star Wars, so he has the right, as the creator, to say, okay, we're going to change this, and we're going to change this, and we're going to change this. He has that right because he's the creator. He's the person that created and developed this universe. But George Lucas has said on many occasions that the reason he created the special edition was to go back and fix or pretty much do the things that he couldn't have done when they were originally making it. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Curious to know what you think. Do you like the original cut of the movie, or do you like the special edition version? I know I personally, I did see the original trilogy before I saw the prequel trilogy. In fact, I didn't even know the prequel trilogy existed when I watched the original. Then again, I was a young kid, probably about 4 or 5. I don't remember how old I was when I first saw it, but I do remember that I did enjoy the movies. Of course, I grew up watching the special edition. I didn't even know that there was a special edition. I grew up watching them, but to me, what really made Star Wars special for me was the Phantom Menace. Just seeing how big of a scale of a movie that was. And I know a lot of people hate on the movie because of how much CGI, but if you actually were at, what was it, Anaheim? I think that's where it was, Celebration was last year. If you're either out there or watching the live stream, they actually said that the Phantom Menace had the most miniature scaled sets out of any Star Wars movie, which that shows how people are like, oh, CGI, it has the most CGI, how just wrong that is. But overall, what do you like better? Do you like the prequels? Do you like the sequels? Do you like the new movies, the original? Do you like the original cuts, special edition? I'm curious to know what you think. Of course, everything in this video, apart from actual statements like from George Lucas and stuff, have been my opinion. So, full disclosure, I am biased towards what George Lucas has developed. But curious to know what you think. And also let me know if you like this kind of style of video where I just put my phone on my tripod and just pace. Also let me know how good the quality of this video is. Alright, see ya.